Residents of Westbury and New Claire in the west of Johannesburg say that they've not had water for 3 days now, but some community members in neighbouring Coronationville, tell a different story. They say water has now returned. Let's get you a perspective from our senior reporter, Tumaole Mohlaoli, who joins us now from the intersection between those two communities. So what's behind this differing narrative coming from communities that are really just separated by a main road, Tumaole?
Absolutely, Michelle. A main road separating these communities. In fact, I'm standing in an intersection that separates these communities, as well as the landmark behind me, which is the Rahima Musa Mother and Child Hospital. And I can tell you that this hospital is also experiencing severe water cuts. Earlier, I tried to get access. I was told that, unfortunately, media will not be allowed in by security until the CEO arrives. And when I asked the security guard, well, we just want to find out if there's water, and he said, "Aguna manzi," which is Zulu for "there's no water." That's all he was willing to say. The residents who are going into the hospital have also been complaining that they've not been able to access water in the communities as well as in the facility. So we'll wait to see if we can get an update on what's happening. As far as residents know, the water supply is supposed to be back up. What exactly is informing that? We're not quite sure at the moment, because according to Randwater, at least the water situation should start to be getting normal. It's not all residents that are without water, but I'm joined by one resident here. Ma'am, can you please identify yourself for our record?
I'm Mrs. Benson, Bernadette Benson. I stay in Westbury, Extension 3, and with the result, there is water from time to time, but it's also a challenge throughout the day where there's no water. But at times at night they put water on, and then when you get up early in the morning it's been put off. But there's tankers also coming into the residence, which is also helpful, but we were asked not to stockpile. That causes a challenge. So we are really worried as to when the water will be coming back.
How is this affecting your daily lives, ma'am?
Yeah, there's so much interruption, because now I went to go buy some drinking water just to make a cup of coffee. So with the result, it really affects my day as I work from home throughout the day. So I really plead that we get help as soon as possible. Tankers comes in and goes out, but there's so much people using the water from the tanks, which is a challenge.
And what about preparing the family and the children for school, for instance? How is that affecting them?
Yeah, because you had to let the children wash at night instead of during the day or in the morning. And with the cooking, yeah, it's really a challenge, because we have to buy now food from the shops, because it's very difficult cooking in the afternoon.
What sort of communication are you getting from Randwater or from officials from the city?
What we got was, like, they send out the WhatsApp that there is tankers and there's different water stations. So yeah, we do get some communications here and there, and that is helpful, because they do send some notification as to what's going to happen throughout the day, but not all the time.
Bernadette, thank you very much for your time, for speaking for us in Newzroom Afrika. That was Bernadette Benson, a resident here from Westbury, just basically giving us an indication of what's happening in Westbury. Of course, reflecting that water tankers are coming through, as Randwater has promised that affected areas will be getting the water supply. But as you could see, she was holding a bottle of water. So in between the periods where the water tankers come by, residents have to make do. And in terms of the timing, some residents are at work by the time the tankers come by. However, Randwater has tried to say that they're trying and work with schedules of people. So when people come back from work at around 5 p.m. or so, I'm told that here certainly by Westbury that a water tanker goes by. But in New Claire and other areas, they say they're not sure about the schedule. It just sort of pitches up, and some days it has not pitched up. So a bit of hiccups here and there. Some community members are saying that they are connected, although the water pressure is low. Others are saying there's no pressure at all. But the real concern is the Rahima Musa Mother and Child Hospital here, and it is really a challenge. And some people who aren't experiencing severe medical conditions or emergencies are unfortunately being told to try and come back later on in the day, or perhaps on another date, if they are not, as I mentioned, severely, in emergency or experiencing severe health problems. So it is really a challenge. With that, it's back to you in the studio.
Days and days without water. Let's hope that Randwater does stick to that deadline of midday today. Tumaole Mohlaoli has been tracking that story quite closely. He joins us there live in Johannesburg.